Hey guys, Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. Wow, we made it to July. Times are flying. I want to cover platinum, palladium. So, without any further delay, let's get into it. As you can see, value area high on the monthly 20-year time frame is 1477. We never got up to there. We got all the way to 1440. You know why? We kissed our 50%. And pulled back in conjunction with change of contract. So a lot of things we're going to go over. But I wanted to show you that that could have been possible too, but it did not materialize. Looking at our shorter time frame, pretty much 1 month, you can see that we're at value area highs. We pierced it at 1373, 1374, and 1392. We got point of control around 1271 and 1252. Let's see if it pulls back and finds support here or 1201. I'm still expecting a wave 4 because this has all been a wave 3. Now I want to see a wave 4 and then retest that 50%, 1440, blow right through it and push up to a wave 5. Looking at our simple glance chart, you can see that we're very overextended on the monthly. On the weekly, very overextended. And on top of that, DMARC, TD9, kicked in on the change of contract in conjunction with the 50% hit. And one of Gann's interesting number, 144. It all right there, all in one sub. So you had like a triple whammy there. MACD is setting up as a hockey stick. So now you see that things are now starting to get a little quiet. So it's going to be interesting. So if you were short here or thinking about getting a short there, you got high probability trading that could probably come down for your wave 4. And for the bulls, there'll be an entry coming in. But you have to wait for it if you still want to get in the platinum trade. But this was a perfect area to go short. Looking at our daily chart, you can see that change of contract. That was 626 right there. Can't even get any better than that. Wow. Can't get any better than that. MACD is negative. Weekly got the hockey stick. I mean, everything looks white. It's just perfect. It's just now that we're going kind of sideways, want to see now we could go close below 1345 and have a close below 1292. We're eventually going to test the 20 and the 50. And this is probably the sweet spot here. We could get down there for an entry, maybe a wave 4. I don't know. I got to look at my Elliott wave chart. This is the area that I like to start nibbling. As you already know, 50%. That's why we've stalled there. I mean, it could probably try again, and if it stalls there, that's going to be more conviction for the bears to even push harder. But right now, it's just kind of quiet. Traders now are assessing what's next. Looking at our simple glance midpoint chart, you can see that very overextended hockey stick. The only support that comes here is at 1221 on the yearly pivot. Looking at our daily looking monthly pivots, your midpoint right here will be 1240. So that's where you want to watch to see if it can come down there. So far, the mobile is negative. The waves are pushing lower. And you want to crack the mobile, which is 1291. 4 hour, you're just finding support right now for this whole week, your midpoint, which is 1339. So we got all this move, exhaustion, pulled back, new contract, and tried here, failed. Finding support, tried again, failed. So buyers are defending this area right here, which is your midpoint, 1340. Crack midpoint, high probability you're going to get to the 25%, which is 1289. And so far, the mobiles are not positive yet. So that's why it's a little risky to try to go long here. Unless you could close above 1390, then there's a high probability it's going to test 1440. And on the hourly, this is the line in the sand for today, 1362. Can't get above 1362, then probably you're going to go sideways to lower, maybe test 1336 and extreme targets to the downside, 1322 all the way to 1309. But if you could get above, you'll probably test a high in conjunction with your midpoint of yesterday, or you could say, yeah, Monday, 1387, 1401 all the way to 1413. So now let's look at Palladium. See what's cooking with Palladium. Palladium hasn't done much. If you look at the monthly, we've just been hovering over the value area high and haven't really done much. We pierced it at 1196, 95 around there, 93, and then pulled back and just kind of hanging there. So not much action with Palladium. You can see that you're hovering around the value area high, around 1109, finding support. High probability to get to the point of control, which is 1068 all the way to 1060. So let's look at our simple glance chart. And the only thing you got is just a PPS buy signal. MACDs is still bullish, very overextended. You still got the TD9 that kicked in. You can see that's even weaker because you're already below the linear regression channel. Hockey sticks on the MACD, on the weekly, TD9, and kind of hugging the linear regression channel on the midpoint. So it's just kind of floating there. MACD just kind of like turned negative here. Change of contract was way back here. So Palladium was a little more interesting. Platinum was a little more interesting. And as you can see, we're still in the consolidation pattern, which we haven't broken out compared to platinum. So this is why it's, in my opinion, it's just kind of stuck. It doesn't have the conviction as platinum, but could turn. You just never know. But so far, as long as we can close or push and have a close above 1260, I feel like it's still stuck in the mud, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe some already getting in as I go watch. You'll see in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months where we're going to be at. So we'll see. Looking at the, look at the yearly. We kissed this quadrant, push back, still above the midpoint, so that's good. Daily, you need to find support here around 1080. At least hold that because that's for the whole month. So right now it's still bullish. Get down below, then it's going to be more in bearish territory. So you're positive there. And the mobiles are still kind of like in chop fest. The waves are not that bad. They're kind of flatlining. And the 4-hour kind of reminds me of platinum. Hugging the midpoint for the week. Around 1117. So this one was a little more stronger for the retest, but then they really pounced it. The retest on the platinum was much weaker. So you keep your eyes on the weekly midpoints. That's what's going to give you clues, and it looks like it's starting to wake up a little bit here. But too early to tell. So let's see how in the US session what happens here if it gets a nice bump higher. And looking for the 1-hour chart, you can see that we are below 1137. So it's hovering and trying to hold the 25%, which is 1119. So if it's going to push, might find resistance here at 1137. But if it could push higher, targets to the upside is 1155, your high of yesterday, 1174. And then eventually maybe even push higher. But we'll take baby steps. Let's see if we could close above here and get at least to the high of yesterday. It can't, then it's going to test the low. And these are extreme targets. 1066 all the way to 1210. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be watching. I'm looking or expecting some kind of wave 4 to develop. Once that is established, start nibbling, maybe some stocks or whatever. But now that platinum is stalling here, we'll see. What's interesting is gold. I'm not supposed to be covering gold, but look how low gold went. 32.50, and they popped it. I was trying to get back in range of point of control around 33.62. So hopefully this is gonna keep it in check. But if this thing starts pushing lower, keep your eyes on gold too, because you don't want this to start pushing lower, because then everything is gonna continue pushing lower, which maybe is a good sign, because that's where you're gonna get your wave 4. You want kind of gold, not to get too crazy. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on platinum and palladium.